Chavez, and we have a very special show for you today. Today we are celebrating Pinstripes, what's all about bistro, bowling, and of course, bocce. This is all set up on our 6th floor in the New York Stock Exchange in our boardroom, actually, where we're going to hear a lot of our executives speak along with Pinstripes executives, including Dale Schwartz, who is the founder and CEO of Pinstripes. Actually, let's go find him right now, so maybe we can get a game in. There he is. Now, everyone who is here today is a part of the Pinstripes family, friends, colleagues, employees. Everybody is here celebrating Pinstripes today. Good morning.
Good
Welcome
morning.
to the NYSE.
Good morning. Thank you.
I love this setup right here. And who do we have joining you?
I know. Oh, these are my two sons, Benjamin and Victor.
Oh,
they're professional bocce players.
Are they?
Yes.
Oh my God! I was thinking maybe we could play a little game and have a little conversation. So actually, let's talk about bocce. Give our viewers who may not know the concept of the game and how we play it. I've only played a few times in the past.
Sure. So bocce in Italian means to kiss. So you want to get the balls as close to each other as if they're kissing.
Okay.
So we'll maybe roll a few balls and get close. So we do bocce, we do bowling, but that's bocce.
Amazing. So Benjamin, do you want to help me get some balls and then we can start playing a little game?
Get the balls, man. Victor, get the balls too. Good job, man.
He is strong.
He's so strong.
All right, so I assume we each get a color, right?
So we each get a color. So this is the Polino.
Okay.
So we roll the Polino, Ben. Okay, so you go first.
Okay, and now I just want to get close.
You want to get as close as you can to that little Polino, but roll it very soft.
All right, very soft. I don't know, I'm really strong.
Go soft. Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
All right, Ben, your turn. So green now has to keep going until it gets closer. Strong move.
Oh, wow.
So now you have
to tell he's played this a few times.
Now you have to keep going. Hold on. She's got to keep going until she gets closer.
So I have to get closer to the Polino.
Correct. You can go this end if you want to. Let's go over. Victor, get out of the way. Uh-oh, this is going to be tight, Ben. Who's closer? Who's closer? Who's closer? Okay, you're up again. Green's still closer, okay? You got one more.
Now what if I hit it though?
You can hit it.
I can hit
smack it on the lip.
Okay.
And then it's wherever the Polino heads up. Victor, your turn. Come here.
I'm like creating a barricade.
Victor can get another point. So now green, if it gets closer, can get another point. Go ahead, Victor. Go.
Oh, are you okay? Yeah. Oh. Now what happens in this situation?
So now it's green's got 2 points, right? Those two are both closer than the red.
Yeah.
Give me 5.
How am I even going to do this? I don't have any more balls.
No, we can score more points.
Okay.
So green still has 2. That's the just
So tell me, what was your motivation to start the concept of bistro, bowling, and bocce?
Bowling, I bowled as a kid in Cleveland.
Yeah.
I was going to buy a bowling alley 33 years ago. It's 74th and Broadway.
Okay.
Coined the name Pinstripes. Waited 20 years. And then 18 years ago, decided to add bocce to the mix to allow us to do elevated Italian-American cuisine and wine.
Yes.
So we do both, bocce and bowling.
Because it's really all about culture, right? Bringing people together with good food, drinks.
Bringing people with phenomenal food, with gaming.
Yeah.
Just redefining bowling and bocce in our case.
And this is back in 2007. Tell me about the story that's really unfolded here and how you've gotten to this pivotal moment, now joining the NYSE community of over 2,400 listed companies.
Yeah. No, we did. We started almost 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Always with a vision of doing something high quality and scalable.
Yeah.
So we've got 15 locations open, 6 more this year are going to open. Want to do 150 all over the country, and it was always part of the plan to go public. And that started 5-6 years ago, and today's the exciting ringing of the bell.
Today is the exciting day of ringing the bell, but tell me what made you choose to, for now? Like, why was now the time to go public?
Yeah. Two issues. One is we've spent years building the right foundation. We've got almost 2,000 team members in enough locations that we can start scaling in a faster way. And the now, in terms of going public, is just raising that permanent capital to set us up for the next 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
So the retail environment is ripe for us to find some phenomenal locations, and so we wanted to strike while the market was hot.
Pun intended.
Pun intended. Pun intended.
We had
Pun
a strike.
intended.
Tell me, what about your plans specifically here in New York City?
Well, we're already in Connecticut, Norwalk. We're opening Garden State Plaza not far from here in a couple weeks. I've been looking at sites in Manhattan for 12, 13 years, so stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
We'll be in the city. We're looking at Brooklyn, but stay tuned about Manhattan.
Just come back to me and let me know when you're
Correct.
making the big announcement.
I'll give you the
break
sneak
the news.
preview. I'll give you the sneak preview.
But let's talk about 2024. It's the beginning of the year. What are you most excited for? What are some things that you're going to try to accomplish this year?
Well, for one, we've got 6 new locations that will open.
Okay.
So we've got Garden State Plaza in a couple of weeks. We have Orlando soon after. Coral Gables, Walnut Creek, California. So expansion is high on our mind. And even with all our existing locations, we're going to be adding some exciting projection mapping technology to bowling and bocce, always adding novel food dishes.
Yes.
So we're gonna keep it fresh.
Yeah, and I think I'm going to,
yeah.
pun intended. No, but I think I'm going to speak to your Chief Culinary Officer later.
Correct, season.
About that.
Correct.
Yes. So I'm excited to hear about all the new recipes.
Yep.
And how are you integrating technology into the concept of your bottom line?
We try not to use technology too much.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. We have to cut it short because the bell waits for no one, and I think that you have to start your event here.
No, perfect.
So.
Great. Thank you.
I'll
Thank
see
you.
you on the
Thank
floor.
you.
It was nice to
Thanks,
meet
Jen.
you.
Nice
Dale.
day.
All right, you guys, we have to wrap it up because they're going to start speaking here in a moment, and I have to get to the trade floor and in the studio. But let's take a look at this Space Forum event that we had here at the NYSE. Let's take a look.
My best out of this world idea.
My best out of this world idea.
My best out of the world idea
is a robotic workforce that's going to build human civilizations in space.
Bringing together space data and climate analytics for businesses and property owners to have a deep financial understanding of climate impacts.
My best out of this world idea is to become a multi-planet species. And this isn't to give up on Earth. This is because the technology needed to get to and sustain life elsewhere will ultimately fix the problems we're faced with here.
When we went to the moon in 1969, it led to so many scientific discoveries. The future of space and space travel will help unlock many things that we need to unlock to improve medicine and healthcare for the people on this planet.
As a venture capitalist investing in the space economy, there is a lot of innovation happening.
Doing what we have done on Earth, in our planet, on our world for thousands of years, but do that beyond our planet.
Taking space data and providing a path for commercialization so that people can make easy and simple decisions in their day-to-day lives.
Artificial intelligence has captured the imagination. We have more satellites than ever before, generating an unprecedented amount of new data. In order to comb through all of that, annotate it, and use that data to derive interesting insights, you need to use AI.
The future of space and space travel will lead to unlocking many of the health challenges facing people on the planet today.
When we went to the moon via the Apollo mission, the astronauts wanted to take selfies. That optic technology is the fundamental invention of MRI and CT scanning technology, saving lives in our hospitals every single day.
Everything from communications to power to roads to habitats, robots to build and maintain all of that infrastructure, which allow us as humanity to reach the stars.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Taylor, Global Head of Listings at the NYSE. It is my pleasure to welcome Pinstripes to the New York Stock Exchange as we celebrate the January 2nd listings of PNST by ringing today's opening bell. Good morning, everyone. So it's great to see so many people here on a Friday morning. Everyone's smiling, having fun. Just some congratulations to a few folks in the room. First of all, of course, to Dale, congratulations on you on founding this company and bringing it to the public markets. And thank you from all of us at the exchange for us as your partner as the next for the next stages of this company. Two, to Jerry and Keith at Banyan Acquisition. Gentlemen, thank you for listing your SPAC here. It's great to have you at the exchange for what Jerry called his second IPO. So congratulations to you as well. Now, I know Pinstripes is all about experiential dining, food, fun, drink. Thank you for bringing all three here to the New York Stock Exchange. We've had a pickleball court here in the boardroom before. Now we have a bocce court. We are hitting everything here this morning. And you know, for us at the New York Stock Exchange, this is the experience that we want to bring to our listed companies. We have been here for 232 years. It's an amazing history of the New York Stock Exchange. But I say this all the time. The only reason we can lay claim to that history is because of our listed companies. 2,400 companies, 47 countries around the world. We call it the greatest community of companies on earth. So thank you. It is our pleasure to welcome Pinstripes to that great community. Congratulations, everyone. Now we hope the experience this morning could match the experience of families going out to Pinstripes on a Thursday night or Friday night, whatever night of the week it is. We know of only one way to celebrate our listed companies. That's by ringing the bell of the New York Stock Exchange. So without further ado, I'd like to call up your founder, CEO, and more importantly, at least to me, today's bell ringer, Dale Schwartz. Dale, come on up. Thank you, sir. Stage is yours.
Well, that's quite a welcome. So we had toast last night over dinner that ran about 2 hours, so we're not doing that this morning. I'll keep this very brief. No, it's humbling and pretty powerful to be here. I'll try not to get emotional. I want to thank our team. We've been rowing together for 18 years now, and in a pretty incredible way, so thanks. We're almost 2,000. Our board, many of which have been with me and us for 18 years now. A special thanks, Banyan, of course, more recently, and Granite and Oak Tree Evan. And then certainly we've got Pinvestors that are both old, not just age, but going back 18 years. And then we've got new Pinvestors and hopefully many new ones as soon as the stock opens in a few minutes. The more the merrier. So just want to say thanks, a genuine thanks. We're excited. I'll steal Chris's term. We've always wanted to build a world-class brand, and going public is consistent with that. So stay tuned. We're going to continue to open sites in the States and overseas and keep doing our magic for a long time. So thanks.
Appreciate it. All right, so over the last 200 years, we've built up a lot of traditions. The most notable one is the ringing of the bell, which we'll do in about 20 minutes or so. But every morning, we strike a medallion for our bell ringer. So the front of this medallion is the facade of the exchange. 6 pillars that symbolize free markets all over the world. Has that beautiful pinstriped facade band around it this morning. And on the reverse side is the Buntwood tree, where those 24 brokers started the exchange back in 1792. From all of us at the exchange, Dale, this is for you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Quick photo here. Awesome. Thank you, sir. One more thing.
Yes.
If we could put that down, come over here. This is, to me, the most important thing that we present a listed company throughout their lifespan with us at the exchange. This is the initial certificate of listing that officially welcomes Pinstripes to the greatest community of companies on earth. Congratulations, Dale. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. We are going to be heading down to the floor momentarily. I'm going to turn the live stream over to our host and now professional bocce player, Trinity. Trinity, take it from here. Thank you, everyone.
Wow, thank you so much to Chris Taylor. And again, that was Dale Schwartz. We heard him talk about bringing a world-class brand that is going to keep creating magic for a very, very long time. And I mean, you saw earlier, we were playing bocce with his kids. I mean, it was amazing. What a better way. I mean, there's not really a better way to start the morning. But now the celebration is going to continue right here on NYSE TV Live. In addition to a bocce court in the boardroom like you saw earlier, we have Pinstripes branding all over this iconic building. From the cubes behind me above the trading floor, Pinstripes founder and CEO Dale Schwartz will ring the opening bell and open up the U.S. equity markets. Pinstripes was actually founded in 2007, as Dale said earlier, and they aim to deliver when it comes to both taste and competitive fun. On the dining front, Pinstripes offers its customers Italian-American cuisine. On the competitive fun front, visitors can enjoy two sports, bocce and bowling. Now, the company was founded in Chicago, but has locations all over the country, ranging from Connecticut to California and major cities along the way like Cleveland and Houston. Pinstripes has plans to expand, as we were talking about earlier, to new markets in New Jersey and Florida this year as well. Now, Pinstripes also says that it can host gatherings of between 20 to 1,500 people and events ranging from weddings and anniversaries to corporate events like holiday parties. Pinstripes officially joined the New York Stock Exchange via a SPAC merger. Now, if that sounds familiar, it should, because Fly Exclusive, the private jet company that rang yesterday's opening bell, also arrived to the epicenter of the global financial markets via a SPAC merger. Now, to refresh your memory, a SPAC is a special purpose acquisition company, often referred to as a blank check company. In the case of Pinstripes, the company merged with a blank check company, Banyan Acquisition Corporation. SPACs like Banyan Acquisition are rare publicly traded corporations, but are shell companies set up by investors with an expertise in a specific industry or sector. From there, SPACs have 2 years to complete an acquisition, or they must return funding to the investors. Now, we have an action-packed show for you this morning, and we will get to see Pinstripes ring the opening bell. Not only will Pinstripes executives join me to give me the inside scoop on the company's big plans for 2024, but we will also be covering the latest winter storm heading for the East Coast. Now, on Tuesday, New York City ended a streak of 701 calendar days without snow. Now, the next streak might not last that long, but to talk more about this, ice meteorologist Dave Marlogan joins me now on this developing situation. I mean, good morning, Dave. How are you?
I'm well.
It's great to have you back on NYSE TV Live. I mean, we're all things weather, especially during this winter storm. I mean, as you just heard, 701 calendar days without snow, and the next streak might end next week, right? So let's talk about this and how is it going to move markets?
Well, actually, we have a small event today.
Okay.
Yeah, we're expecting it. I think the last time I was here, I was bearer of bad news. I know you said you were a snow lover, and that event fizzled. But shortly after that, you're right, we got about an inch of snow, so we ended the streak. And then it looks like today into tonight, we're going to get maybe another inch or two.
Yeah.
For folks a little bit further south into southern New Jersey, it looks like maybe like 3 to 4 inches. So a little bit more, still not a big event, but at least something.
So, you know, I'm excited for that. You know, I mean, we have seen a little flurries here and there, but nothing is really sticking on the ground. So, I mean, this weekend might change that. Now, dining and entertainment company Pinstripes is ringing the opening bell, as you heard this morning. Do you feel that the weather will be significant enough to force more people to stay home rather than actually like go out and enjoy things like bowling, bistro, and bocce?
Well, certainly this weekend, in addition to the snow, we're going to have some pretty cold air. So this is probably the coldest event of the season. In fact, areas in the Plains and Rockies are just kind of coming out of what was one of the most extreme events probably in the last couple of years. We saw temperatures minus 30, minus 40 up in Calgary, minus 20s in the Plains. And here, it looks like we're going to probably be in the nighttime, like in the teens, during the days in the 20s and 30s. But the winds are also going to be howling on Saturday and Sunday. So the wind chill is going to make it feel worse. So the combination of snow and cold probably will keep some folks, you know, at home.
When do you think we're going to see it warm up?
Well, the good news, yeah, if you like that, this looks like the end. So this weekend into Monday looks like the end of the real cold air. And you can see kind of on the maps here that as we get into next week and probably extending even further out into the 11 to 15 into maybe even early February, looks like an extended period of warmth.
Well, thank you so much, Dave. It's always great having you.
Great. Good to be here. Thank you.
Now, speaking of weather, ICE is helping leaders and investors combat climate change. And here's how they're doing it.
Climate events are rising in frequency and severity. Increasingly, climate risk impacts investment risk. To help integrate these risks, the ICE Climate Transition Analytics tool generates analytics to identify, assess, and report climate factors in portfolios and loan books. Upload a portfolio to generate an array of climate analytics. Access carbon footprinting analysis, avoided emissions data, and Scope 3 emissions data. Conduct net zero analysis. Compare portfolio and benchmark pathways. Check portfolio's progress towards stated decarbonization targets. Conduct scenario alignment. Analyze portfolio implied temperature rise score and assess trajectory against chosen climate scenarios. Calculate temperature scores using the Science-Based Targets Initiative aligned approach. Access stranded assets data and analyze fossil fuel reserves footprint and country-level exposure. Generate and customize powerful reports, including TCFD-aligned reports that can help you meet your regulatory and stakeholder requirements. Access ICE's Climate Transition Analytics and more today.
Around the world, the transition to a new energy economy presents a challenge for companies and investors. At ICE and the New York Stock Exchange, we facilitate the conversations to find solutions to complex problems. We gather a wide range of perspectives to help companies navigate the growing need to recognize climate risk as investment risk. We offer sustainability data and the world's most liquid environmental markets, so clients can measure, manage, and mitigate their risks. Wherever you are in your sustainability journey, we provide the tools and networks to help you identify risk, spot opportunity, and make more informed decisions.
All right, guys, now I am on the trading floor. There's a lot of running around going on today, and we love every minute of it. I am joined now by my colleague, Chris Scolo. Oh my God, I totally just butchered that. Anyways, why don't you start by telling everybody, Eric, what your proper title is and what you do for the exchange?
Everybody butchers my name. It's okay, Trinity, don't worry about it.
We were just talking, we're like, oh, Chris Scolo, and anyway, go ahead.
It happens all the time. So Eric Scolo, I'm the listings executive for the Northeast region at the New York Stock Exchange. My job is to help companies or help the relationships grow between the New York Stock Exchange and the companies that are listed on the exchange that are based in the Northeast region. So from Maine to New Jersey, those companies that are there, I help grow the relationships between the NYSE and themselves.
And we are all about relationships here at the NYSE, and this SPAC merger today, having Pinstripes join the over 2,400 listed companies here at the exchange is hugely significant. But let's talk about the overall market. What do you think is going on? What do you think are the biggest movers right now in specific sectors?
Yeah, well, right now the S&P is up quite a bit right now, so it looks like we're going to have a nice Friday end to the week. We've been pinned from about 4,700 to 4,800. We've been in this 100-point trading range since the beginning of the year. It's earnings season right now. The banks are all reporting. The financials are all reporting. Kind of mixed results. Financials have been down a little bit. But we had such a big rip at the end of the year, from October into the end of the year. Things are just kind of cooling off a little bit. The input from all the earnings are happening now, so the market's digesting that. Now we're going to pivot into the tech scene, so the tech companies are going to start reporting. That's going to be another wave of information that traders and investors are going to have to digest. But by and large, things are okay. The economy is pretty strong. Unemployment is pretty low. Rates are stable and will move lower at some point. The question is, when will they move lower and how low will they go? There's still a little discrepancy between what the Fed is saying and what the markets are saying or expecting. So we're going to have to see how that plays out.
We've seen, I want to talk more about SPAC mergers, right? I mean, it's been hugely popular, especially this week. Yesterday, we had Fly Exclusive here that listed with us via a D-SPAC, and then today we have a SPAC merger, Pinstripes. So why do you think more companies are utilizing this option?
Well, it's another tool in the tool set to access capital markets. So you have the you have the traditional IPOs, but SPACs are just another tool. So it's a way for companies, just another avenue. So each company has to figure out what's best for them. Some do the IPO, some do the SPAC. It's just basically a whole sort of thing.
Eric, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but we're going to actually just take this a little bit to the left, so because the team behind us is trying to get their photo opportunity here. So let's go by the bell, actually. So I'm sorry. So continue what you were saying about the popularity and why companies are choosing to go the SPAC route.
Yeah, it's just optionality. So for so long, the IPO was the only or one of the only ways that everyone thought about going public. But a few years ago, the SPAC boom happened. Maybe got a little too hot and heavy as far as people doing it. And it kind of cooled off a little bit, but it's still a viable option for a lot of companies to choose. So it's just based on what the company wants, where they are, and just what they think is best for them going forward.
And we want to talk about 2024. What do you think the biggest trends are going to be this year? What do you think investors should look out for?
I mean, investors should look out for the things that they're not expecting, but that's so hard to do, obviously. But interest rates are a huge story. Geopolitical risks, obviously, throughout the world. The economy in China, what they're going to do. Japan, if they lift off from their zero rate policy, negative rate policy, which they've been in for years, that could dictate how global flows happen throughout the world and how things shift. It's basically a lot of geopolitical risk, a lot of macro analysis, and then plus we have elections in November, not only in the United States, but across the world. It's a huge amount of countries going to the polls. So there's a lot of things to look out for.
A lot to look out for. Thank you so much, Eric, for joining me today. Sorry about butchering your last name earlier. But again, we'll see you in a little bit. I know that you have work to do.
Absolutely. Thank you, Trinity. It's great joining you.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, we're about 2.5 minutes out from opening up the U.S. equity markets. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. We're literally about 60 seconds out. I want to get a shot of this amazing crowd. Again, like I was telling you, these are friends, colleagues, team members of the Pinstripes family. And See, and there's Victor and Benjamin, Dale's kids right there in the front row. They probably have arguably the second best seat in the house because the first best seat, of course, is on that bell podium. So in about 30 seconds, we're going to hear the crowd go wild. They were just a little shy. That was a little preview. They're going to get much more excited in front of CNBC's set. We like to say that we interrupt their broadcast because we just have the best visitors here at the New York Stock Exchange. We're about 15 seconds out. They're getting situated right now. I think Dale knows the game up there, what he has to do. Millions of people from all around the world are going to be tuning in to watching Pinstripes open up the U.S. equity markets, so let's listen in. Well, it's official. The U.S. equity markets are open, and now I am joined with Laura Diorio. She spearheads our social media. You're like our social media rock star here at the NYSE.
I do my best. Luckily, companies like Pinstripe make it very easy. I've been thinking about bowling puns, bocce puns, Italian-American dining puns.
I'm loving this. Wait, hold on. Walk me through your social plan, actually, for Pinstripes, because, I mean, you have all the ideas.
Thank you so much for asking. So a company like Pinstripe makes it such a seamless process because they are such a brand strong and family-oriented group. So I support them all the way from that banner going up on the beautiful facade to the opening bell going live. Also, if you're watching this now, you're either on our LinkedIn channel, YouTube, X, or coming straight to the company. So all of that happens on social media, and I have the distinct privilege of supporting these amazing companies, telling these great stories, and I happen to make it a part of my job too, just to kind of hype up the crowd a bit, because we can't have all these great photos and videos if people aren't smiling,
No, absolutely. No, I was teasing them earlier that they were just a little bit shy this morning, but then they really brought it out.
It's early, Trinity. We're doing this every day, but you know what? This is such a great experience. Oh, we got a kid, just having a good time on the floor.
That's actually Victor. That's Dale's son.
He's the best.
We were playing bocce with him earlier.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was so fun
yeah, it was
too.
So fun. Did you actually play?
I haven't yet. I'll do it afterwards. But yeah, I was getting the crowd ready. Yeah.
So let's have a match.
You will beat me. I can't say that. I didn't warm up. I'm not ready. I could bowl. I would have to take my rings off, but
Well, let's talk about it's Friday. Obviously, we're finishing the week strong with Pinstripes here. I mean, but tell me about the rest of the week. How did it go? Tell me about the biggest things that you highlighted.
My goodness, this week was crazy. I mean, we had Monday off with Martin Luther King, but then the week was so robust. I actually have been making a video for Restaurant Week in New York City, which is so fitting that Pinstripes here. So rolling out that video next week as well.
Pun intended. I like the whole rollout with bowling and bocce.
Listen, it's all up here. Steel trap. But
I swear to you, I always love when we do interviews because we just hang out. See, there's the crowd. There's the crowd. Oh my God. Well, you know what? I know that you have a job to do, Laura, so I'm not going to hold you hostage anymore.
I'll catch the CEO, Dale. You got him earlier, and now I'll do a quick hit. Everybody can find NYSE on Instagram, LinkedIn, X, Facebook, YouTube. I got to make sure these kids get their photo op because they are looking too cute here. And we'll roll right into next week. Keep it moving.
Keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling.
Keep rolling.
Yo, let the good times bowl. That one's my favorite.
Oh, I love it. All right, get out of here. Bye. All right, speaking of photo opportunities, right now the whole team from Pinstripes is making their way down the so-called secret staircase that we like to call it here, and they're going to be etching their name along the long list of leaders, entrepreneurs, celebrities who have walked through the very doors here at the New York Stock Exchange. While they're doing that, we're going to take another quick commercial break, but we'll be right back.
Connecting the opportunity is just part of the hustle.
Opportunity is using data to create a competitive advantage.
It's raising capital to help companies change the world.
It's making complicated financial concepts seem simple.
Opportunity is making the dream of home ownership a reality.
Writing new rules and redefining the game.
And driving the world forward to a greener energy future.
Opportunity is setting a goal.
And charting a course to get there.
Sometimes the only thing standing between you and opportunity is someone who can make the connection.
At ICE, we connect people to opportunity.
All right, it looks like the team is getting ready to head down to the first trade bell, which we are going to be covering. But, I want to first talk about what sets the New York Stock Exchange apart from any other exchange in the world is the fact that we have a designated market maker. Now, this is a specialized trader who stands with your stock for the days, weeks, months, years ahead. Some of our companies have over 2,400 listed companies. Again, I can't drive that point home enough that have been with us for over 200 years. Con Edison recently celebrated its 230-year anniversary with us. And so I thought it'd be a good idea to actually bring in the designated market maker, Citadel Securities, for Pinstripes. This is Pete Giacchi. He is the head of floor trading for Citadel Securities. Good morning, Pete.
Good morning, Trinity.
So I was just giving everyone who is watching a little briefer on your role as a DMM, but maybe you'll do a better job of explaining it.
Sure. So first of all, we're super excited to be partnering with Pinstripes as they listed on the New York Stock Exchange. We are what's called a designated market maker on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, which separates us from the other exchanges globally, that there's an actual physical person on the floor responsible for the trading in the shares of an individual stock each day. That not only includes providing liquidity in the stock, buying and selling, but it also provides being a relationship manager to the corporate client, telling the client about what's going on in their stock, what the flows are, what potentially might be happening in their peers in the overall market. We like to think of ourselves not only as liquidity providers, but an extension of their executive team and IR team to help them understand what's going on in the markets.
They can contact you anytime, day or night. They have a special number that they can use, correct?
So the communication is largely via based email, but there's also communication where they could call our DMMs on their phones. The DMMs have the ability to call them after the close. A lot of the contact transpires pre-opening, then once the stock opens, intraday, on the close, and then after the close. So it's a very comprehensive program of what that reach out looks like with the client.
So let's talk more about the process of what's taking place. The team is getting situated around the first trade bell. Let's walk through why this is so significant.
Yeah, so historically, with an IPO or a listing, what we want to make sure is that we take a very thoughtful approach to how equities are opened. And so our goal as a DMM is to find an equilibrium where supply and demand meets. In the absence of that equilibrium, the DMMs have the ability to commit their own capital to help a stock normalize in trading and reduce that volatility. So the process you see going on right now is the DMMs looking at where supply and demand is meeting and deciding if they need to step in with their capital to normalize that equilibrium for the opening.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Pete. I know that you're very busy. The market's just open, but I'll talk to you later.
Thank you, Trinity. Have a great day.
Let's walk over as the team is getting set up around the first trade bell. Let's see if we can get some images closer to the trade bell. So the first trade bell, again, is rung when the company's official stock begins trading. So let's get a look at the executive team. Okay, so again, we're getting images of the team getting situated, and this is when the stock officially begins trading on the NYSE. This is because the DMM model, which you just heard Pete talking about, stocks don't open on the bell. The bell is modeled after the opening bell, but again, this is smaller and rung by the mallet, which is gifted to the company, and the mallet goes back to when the exchange first used a gong to open and close the markets. So right now, there is Dale alongside Chris Taylor. I think they are getting ready to give him the mallet, but of course they are trying to utilize this time to get the photo opportunity with our in-house photography team. I mean, we have such an amazing team here. Oh, hold on, I'm going to listen in. So it sounds about 7,800 shares opening at 376. The stock is up. Again, we just heard 7,800 shares opening at $3.76, ticker symbol PNST. There is that mallet we were talking about. Chris Taylor standing next to Dale. Again, capturing this milestone moment. And you know, there is going to be times, points and times where you will likely see traders zipping past us because, again, this is an active trading floor. But as we get situated for our next interview, we are going to toss it to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back.
Together, we built something truly beautiful.
It takes years of dedication to get to this milestone.
New York Stock Exchange is the symbol of what America's all about, the potential of an American dream.
It is day one. A lot of work has happened to lead to this historic moment.
The only way you can move a society forward is a true expression of freedom.
I am joined now with Tony Corchagrosa, or Tony Q, as your friends like to call you, right?
Right.
We're best friends now.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he is the CFO for Pinstripes. I mean, he was up there with Dale. They just rang the first trade bell. I mean, how amazing was that? I mean, you guys were having fun up there.
It's an incredible experience. I mean, this is a bucket list item for a lot of us. So.
No, for sure. I mean, from a financial standpoint, why do you think now was the time?
Look, the markets are in a great position. For Pinstripes, it was about putting together a permanent capital structure that allows us to do our magic for a long time coming. And it's great.
And let's talk about your goals for 2024. It's a big year. Obviously, you said that markets are strong right now. So what are you anticipating for the rest of the year?
Well, we put out preliminary 3Q sales numbers that were very strong. Company grew 14% over last year, and our existing stores grew 6.9% in the quarter. And we're expecting mid-single-digit growth here in 2024. So a lot of new locations, and our existing locations continuing to do their magic.
Now tell me something. Are you better at bocce or bowling or just bistro?
Well, my last name means big oak in Italian, so it's pretty Italian. So I gravitate towards bocce, but I can roll a 200 if I want.
Okay, good to know. We're gonna have to put that to the test later in the boardroom with the bocce
Looking
setup.
forward to it.
All right, nice to meet you, Tony Q. Go ahead and finish your celebration.
All right, thank you.
Take care. All right, I'm going to bring in Dale now. I mean, we talked to Dale a little bit earlier on in the boardroom, but I'm going to bring you on again because, you officially opened up the U.S. equity markets. How did it feel to be on that Bell podium? I mean, over 100 million people could be watching. Whoever's ringing that.
Only 100 million? No, it was exhilarating. It was fun, exciting, long time coming.
A long time coming. And it was just amazing to see your little boys in the front row down below watching their dad open up the market.
They were stealing the camera.
They were actually.
Shout out to Ben and Victor for stealing the camera. Good for them.
Well, I was going to say, we did have to pull off the shot of you for a second just to get them. They're so cute. So let's talk about ringing the first trade bell. You and Tony Q just did it. I mean, now that only happens one time. I mean, we can have you back opening up the U.S. equity markets, but ringing that first trade bell only happens one time. Your stock was up. How does that feel?
Feels great.
Yeah.
Feels great. We've been thinking about this for 5-6 years. Puts us on the map, pun intended. Raise some permanent capital, and the sky's the limit. We're going to continue to have fun for the next 20, 30 years.
I love that. The sky's the limit. I won't keep you hostage too long like I told Laura earlier, but I'll let you join your team, and then I'll speak to you later.
Okay. Thanks, dear.
Take care. All right, so again, as you can see, everybody is still gathering. We're watching the stock right now. Ticker symbol PNST. This is an active trading floor. Between 100 to 200 traders are actively putting in orders that are coming in now that the markets are officially open. But you know what? I'm going to bring in my next interview. He is the Chief Culinary Officer for Pinstripes. I have to say, you are a very important person. I mean, food brings everyone together.
That's what we're all here for. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Absolutely. So let's talk more about your menu. What is the inspiration behind it, and what were you trying to achieve when you constructed it?
Well, the focus is obviously Italian American. We bring the bowling and bocce together as well with the wine. So that's the goal, just to put out some phenomenal Italian American food.
But where do you get your inspiration from? I mean, food is a part of culture, bringing people together, as we were speaking to your team about. I mean, so where do you find your inspiration?
My family. My wife is a great inspiration. My mom was a chef, so she's a great inspiration to me. So.
And I know that you said that they are your inspiration, but what actually was a pivotal moment when you're like, I want to be a chef? I love cooking. This is what I want to do the rest of my life.
Wow, that's a deep question. But no, I mean, I would say it was in my blood. It came natural to me, and it just kind of fall in love with the craft. It's a hard, difficult labor. A love, but just being able to put out great quality food and great, just take care of people,
and
people.
Bringing people together is what you do.
That's what we do. Yes.
A labor of love. You heard it here first.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you for joining me, and I'll let you continue the celebration with your team.
Thank you so much.
Take care. All right, everyone, that just about wraps it up. I'm Trinity Chavez. Thank you so much for tuning in to NYSE TV Live. Make sure to continue to follow us across all our digital media platforms at NYSE. We'll see you later.
Iconic brands speak for themselves. The strongest brands stand the test of time.
We are so excited to welcome you to our community. Today is all about you.
We've never lost sight of what we're trying to do and deliver that mission.
Going through this experience with my partners and my families has been unbelievable.
We imagined something that didn't exist yet, and we believed that we could do it.
You're going to look back on this accomplishment as one of the finest you've ever done.
I want you to know that the best is yet to come.
Just a few minutes, we'll go downstairs to the legendary New York Stock Exchange trading floor to ring the opening bell. The history here, the tradition, it's just incredible for us to be at this moment.